Henry, your mom and dad meeting. If you wanted to add anything to that story or how it happened.
Our folks,
Yeah.
I have the slightest idea. Except
They
Turner Hall or
they
the
met
Swiss.
at Turner Hall because Andy Kemp suggested it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And the Turner Hall was a place, the Germans belonged to the Turners, and the Turners were just like a church. It was their religion almost. Very,
That came into being in Germany in the 1840s. There was a revolution in Germany against. See, there was no Germany as a country. There was must have had 30 or 40 principalities, and they were either fighting each other or whatever. So there was anyhow. The Industrial Revolution was starting, and these farmers were coming in and no longer doing the heavy physical work that they did on the farm. And this fellow that started it, whose name I can't remember, said, well, you got to have good exercise and so forth, and that's how the Turnverein, you heard the term Turnverein, Turner Society, turning being on the apparatus.
Oh, I see.
our Uncle Andy was in the Olympics at St. Louis, at the St. Louis World's Fair, which was also like the Olympics. And he did the things on the parallel bars. He could stand on the parallel bars on his hands. Anyway, he broke his arm, and otherwise he would have won the division. Until he was practically dead, he could stand on his head and drink a glass of wine.
This was unbelievable. He would go down. I'm talking about a man that was at this point 75 years or more. And he didn't stand on his hands like that. He stood on his arms like this. His back perfectly curved, feet together, toes jointed, and he'd glass a small glass of beer.
Upside down.
While he's upside down.
And who's this again? This is your...
Andy Kemp.
Oh, wow.
Was my mother's
We call
cousin.
him Uncle, but
We call him
Right.
Uncle Andy.
he's the one that sang with Dad and Joe.
Okay.
The Swiss yodelers.
And tell me about the Muehlbach Hotel and the Muehlbach Brewery and them. I mean, were they involved with the Swiss Society at all, or did you guys hold any events at the hotel? Or
I met one Muehlbach out here. I introduced him to my mother. There was a lot of them in town. They started that funeral home. But apparently, and this is not unusual, people get a certain amount of weight, wealth, and a certain amount of social prestige. And who in the hell wants to fool with a bunch of old people just because we speak the same language?
right?
Or because, so. But my dad did, when he saw that sign down at, Union Station was down next to where the Livestock Exchange building is now. And he saw that sign with the Swiss flag in it, that my dad did. And he goes in, and he says something in Swiss to this bartender, and the bartender is an Irishman, he doesn't know him. But Dad found out that the Muehlbach Brewery was at 18th and Main on the northwest corner. That's where the Muehlbach Brewery was.
Dad was how to get a job there?
Yeah, he did get a job.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
For a few days. He was a county. The guys would come in with the wagons horse-drawn and would have putting the beer cases on and off, the empty ones off, full ones on. And Dad was counting those crates and so forth. And it didn't last long, I don't know how long, but it got him a job and got him a little cash in the pocket. And meanwhile, he went
to the wheat field once.
Huh?
He went out to the wheat fields once when he first came here. Wheat out in Kansas.
Oh, the harvest? I didn't know that. I know he always wanted me to go on the harvest. I wish I would have gone now, but I never did.
In the early days of the society gathering, how many people do you remember growing up when you were young would come out to these events?
Oh, there were less then than there are now.
50?
Huh?
50?
Yeah, maybe 50. And there were an awful lot of Turners who belonged to the Swiss Society and vice versa,
Yeah.
because the Turner met a lot of their social obligations as members.
Mm-hmm.
You would see people. Friday night was always family night, and the women did the cooking in a big kitchen. And then after dinner, the guys would go upstairs to the gymnasium and do their exercises with they called him teacher, they never called him coach. To show them how to do these routines. So, now, some people belonged to both. We did for a while. The Rose family and the Kemp's and a lot of belonged to both of them. But the Swiss Society never had the tightness that we have today. When I mean, our membership is involved in doing a lot of things. The Strawberry Festival up at White Hart, 1st of August Festival, the Shoots Fest, Christmas party, da-da-da-da.
So
We're an active group.
There's more events now than there used to be.
Yeah, there's more things now than there is things. And, well, I'm trying to think. One of the things that saved our society was after World War II, a number of Swiss came over here to work. Andre was partly responsible for that. He brought over cooks that he could prove had training that he couldn't hire domestic workers. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
And even before Andre did that, Pierre Brandley, the hairdresser, he must have brought over half a dozen hairdressers. They had special skills who allegedly could do beautician job better than anything local.
Now, did they have to prove that back in the day, that you're supposed to give jobs to locals, and then you had to prove that?
Yeah, at one time it was in the law.
I'm taking this as right after the war.
After World War II.
To get the veterans jobs.
Yeah.
Andre is the present guy's father.
Mm-hmm.
Marcel now.
Yeah.
So he's the second generation here. However, Andre's wife is still alive.
She still comes over there.
Elizabeth, yeah.
Well, and the third generation is there, the younger fella. He's one of
Rene,
the officers now. The one with the name Baudier, he's the third generation of Andre's family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One of them's an officer now.
Okay. So what would you say would be the height in members wise as far as the society?
Numbers wise?
Yeah.
We were never concerned about numbers, I don't think. I'm surprised at the numbers on this list. You ever count that?
Mm-mm.
The numbers what?
Number of members we got.
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder if they all pay.
Well, if they don't, they get dropped. At least that's what
Dunn was on here for a long time.
Who?
One of the Dunn boys. The Dunn Construction Company.
Dunn. D-U-N-N, not Dunn. I think he's still on there.
Of the J.E. Dunn Construction Company?
Yeah. The son, not the... These are all members.
Oh.
How many names do you recognize?
That's a great quote. Probably very few.
Look on the front page, you'll see the Baudier boy's name, if that's a reason.
Renee.
What's
Whose phone
his
is that?
first name?
Renee.
Renee, yeah.
That's yours.
your phone?
That's yours.
Oh. Hello? I know it. Where are you?